Here's something nobody tells beginners. The fanciest looking crochet pieces are usually the easiest ones to make. Not the hardest, the easiest. I know, that sounds backwards. You'd think something that looks elegant and expensive would take years of skill and 100 hours of work. But that's actually one of the biggest myths in the craft world. And today, I'm going to prove it to you with real projects. By the end of this video, you're going to have a list of pieces that look like they belong in a high-end home store, and every single one of them uses basic stitches you already know or can learn in about 10 minutes. So let's talk about why this myth even exists in the first place. When people picture elegant crochet, they picture lace, delicate, intricate, tiny stitches that seem to take forever. And yes, that kind of lacework exists, and it is genuinely hard. But elegance doesn't actually come from complexity. It comes from three things: clean lines, good color choices, and the right yarn. That's it. A piece made entirely of simple single crochet stitches in the right shade of cream or sage green using a nice smooth cotton yarn can look more expensive than a complicated lace piece made with cheap acrylic yarn in a mismatched color. This is the secret that a lot of tutorials never actually tell you, because it's more exciting to show off a complicated pattern than to admit that simple stitches done well are usually what actually looks good in a real home. So the problem a lot of beginners run into is they either give up because they think elegant decor requires advanced skills they don't have, or they go the opposite direction and make something using stitches they can handle, but it ends up looking a little plain or unfinished. There's a middle ground here, and that's exactly what I want to walk you through today. Easy to make, but styled and finished in a way that makes it look intentional and high-end. Let's start with the coaster set, because this is genuinely one of the fastest wins you can get. A basic coaster is just a small circle or square made from single crochet or double crochet stitches. If you can chain and single crochet, you can make a coaster in maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Now here's where the elegance comes in. Instead of using a bright, busy color, use a neutral like oatmeal, soft gray, or a deep terracotta. Add a simple border in a slightly different shade, just 1 or 2 rows around the edge. That tiny contrast border is what takes it from looking like a beginner project to looking like something you'd find in a boutique shop. Make a set of 4 or 6, stack them on your coffee table, and you already have a decor piece that took less than 2 hours total. Next, let's talk about a napkin ring or table runner combo, because dining spaces are one of the easiest places to add elegant crochet touches without much effort. Napkin rings are tiny. You're basically making a small tube or a simple strip that wraps around and closes with a button or a slip stitch. This is maybe a 15-minute project per ring. Pair that with a longer table runner made from a simple repeated shell stitch pattern, which sounds fancy, but is honestly just a repeating sequence of double crochets and chains. Once you get the rhythm down, your hands basically move on autopilot. Lay the runner across a table in a warm, neutral tone, set your napkin rings on top, and suddenly your dinner table looks like it was styled for a magazine shoot, when really you just repeated the same simple pattern over and over. Now here's a piece that surprises people because it seems like it should be hard, but it's honestly one of the simplest projects on this list, and that's a crochet vase cover. You take a plain glass vase, something you probably already have, and you crochet a simple sleeve that slips over it. It's just a tube worked in single crochet or half double crochet, sized to fit snugly around the glass. No shaping, no counting complicated stitch patterns, just rows and rows of the same simple stitch until it's tall enough to cover the vase. The elegance comes entirely from the yarn choice and a little detail at the top, like a scalloped edge or a row of picot stitches, which just means a couple of small extra stitches that create a tiny bump pattern. Slide it over a vase, add a few dried stems or a single flower, and you've got a piece that looks handcrafted and thoughtful, sitting on a shelf or a windowsill. Let's move to something a little bigger, and this is where a lot of people get surprised at how doable it actually is, which is a simple crochet wall circle, sometimes called a mandala or dreamcatcher style piece, but way easier than it sounds. You start with a small ring and you just work in rounds, increasing stitches as you go so it lays flat instead of curling into a bowl shape. If you can single crochet and know how to increase, which just means putting 2 stitches into the same spot to make the circle grow, you can make one of these. The elegant version skips the busy multicolor pattern that a lot of tutorials use and instead sticks to 1 or 2 colors max, maybe a cream center fading into a soft blush or sage edge. Frame it in an embroidery hoop, which is just a round wooden frame you can find anywhere, and hang it on the wall. It becomes this soft, organic-looking piece of art that took maybe an hour or 2, but looks like it took a lot more thought than it did. Here's the moment where I want you to really picture this, because this is the payoff of everything I've just walked through. Picture your dining table with that simple runner and matching napkin rings. Picture the coffee table with those neutral coasters stacked in a little pile. Picture a vase on your windowsill wearing that simple cotton cover and a circle piece hanging on the wall nearby in the same soft color family. None of these individual pieces required a single stitch beyond what a total beginner already knows. Chain, single crochet, double crochet, maybe 1 increase. That's the entire skill list. And yet, the finished result, all placed together in the same room, looks curated. It looks like someone spent serious time and money putting this together, when really it's just a handful of small, simple projects made with intention about color and placement. Let's talk for a second about why the color choice matters so much, because I mentioned it a few times and I want to make sure it actually sticks with you. Elegant almost always means restrained. It means not using 6 different bright colors in one piece. Pick a palette of 2 or 3 colors before you start anything. Something like cream, soft gray, and a muted rust, or sage green, off-white, and a warm tan. Every single project you make pulls from that same small palette. This is genuinely the single biggest factor separating something that looks elegant from something that looks like a craft project. You could make the exact same coaster, the exact same napkin ring, using the exact same stitches, and just by switching from a bright rainbow yarn to a soft neutral yarn, the entire feeling of the piece changes completely. Yarn texture matters too, but less than people think. A smooth cotton or cotton blend yarn is going to look more polished than a fuzzy, textured novelty yarn almost every single time, especially for these kinds of home pieces. You don't need expensive yarn either. Plenty of budget-friendly cotton yarns look just as clean and neat as the pricier options, as long as the color is right and your stitches are even. One more small tip before we wrap this up. Blocking, which just means gently stretching and pinning your finished piece down while it's slightly damp and letting it dry flat, makes a bigger difference than most people expect. It evens out your stitches and gets rid of any curling or puckering, and it's especially useful for those wall circle pieces and vase covers. It only takes a few minutes to pin something down, and the next morning it looks noticeably crisper and more finished. So if you're new to this and you've been holding